It's time for episode number 2 of Geekin' on Walt Disney World. Everybody, I'm Curtis Stone, and I'm your host for today's Geekin' on Walt Disney World show. Number 1 geek, and I'm here with my number 2 geek, Lindsay.
Hello.
Hello, Lindsay. Daughter Lindsay.
Yes.
What's going on today?
Nothing. Just waiting to talk about Disney. It's an exciting part of my day.
Right. We're always talking about Disney, so let's talk about Disney with everybody else.
Yeah.
One of the things that we want to do on our podcast is trip reports. I love that part of planning, or before your trip and after your trip, when you run into people, especially people who are also Disney geeks, and you can go over your trip and talk about it.
Yeah, it's fun to share your experience that you've had, what you liked, what you didn't like, the roadblocks you hit along the way, and the things that just made the trip fantastic.
It's always so animated too when you really get into it and you realize time flies by. A half hour I blow off of work just talking about Disney World.
Yeah.
And one thing we'd love to do down the road here is we get used to our equipment and get used to Skype. We'll want to interview some of you other Disney geeks that are out there and hear your trip reports. But we thought to get us started, Lindsay and I would review our last 3 DVC trips.
Yeah, very exciting, because I think these trips were 3 altogether, just fantastic trips that we've had.
And the good thing is that I was smart enough, I guess, or geeky enough to actually, I would get a piece of paper and pen, and every night when I was on the trip, I would take some notes about the day's events. And when I got home, on Disboards, which is one of my disboards.com, one of our favorite Disney websites, I did my trip reports. I actually did like 30 days pre-trip report.
Yeah, you were really into
one of them. I think I did 45 days just to see if I could do it. Every day I would write something in the Disboards.
There's always something to talk about.
Exactly. I wanted to challenge myself, and that's what I did. Very geeky, I know. And today, the other thing we'll do is we'll talk about our experience purchasing the DVC, which was back in 2010, and Lindsay played a big role in that.
Yeah, I got to come along for the ride.
Right. So let's get on with it, and let's talk about how we became DVC members. And we started going to Disney World back in the year 2000. And you always see those kiosks out there in the parks about the DVC, and you don't quite know what it's all about.
Yeah, I remember looking at them as a kid, and they always had the colorful signs and everything. I'm like, what's DVC? How can there possibly be more to Disney World?
Well, being the very analytical person that I am, I started doing my research, especially, again, Disboards. And, it just didn't seem like we could afford it at first, and trying to analyze it all. But one day, Margita, my wife, and I, we said, you know what, that's it. We are going to do this. And we can talk about what makes you a good DVC person at some point, I suppose. But we figured out this, we're going to go every year. Mm-hmm. I knew Mom would definitely want to go every year. And now I know Lindsay will go every year. And it made sense for us. And we love some of the best hotels.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're so spoiled. We like ever since we first stayed at the Polynesian, we knew that we liked the deluxe resorts. The
one thing it was actually, once we decided we were going to do it, we couldn't decide whether we would buy resale at one of our main or favorite resorts is the Beach Club, because Mom and I had stayed there twice when I went to the Lotusphere conference, or to buy the brand new Bay Lake Tower. And we had a lot of discussions on which to do. And in the end, what happened was in 2010, around Thanksgiving time, Mom just said, that's it. We are, this weekend, after Thanksgiving, we are going to buy DVC. And it was just by luck that she was also watching the Disboards, and I don't think it was advertised anywhere else that I remember. They had a Black Friday sale.
Love those sales.
And yes, you're a shopper, right?
I am.
And we took a look, and they were having just at these mall stores, and they had one in Chicago, but they had one near us. We're from Connecticut, and they had a DVC store down at a mall down in Long Island.
Yeah, which is not far at all from us.
Couple-hour ride.
Yeah, but it's nothing too
About
bad.
a 2-hour ride.
Yeah, but for this, it was so worth it.
Yeah, and with a Black Friday sale, I don't remember all the exact numbers, but I believe it worked out to be about $97 a point.
It's fantastic, especially for a brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And knowing now, I think it's selling for about $150 a point, and they're all sold out now. So Lindsay and I drove from Connecticut down to Long Island Mall. What was really cool down there was they had a full 2-bedroom demo suite.
Yeah, of the Bay Lake Tower. So
you could actually see exactly what a 2-bedroom looked like.
It was so funny because they had the room set up exactly how we would see it the following year, and it was all right there, right in front of you. You could touch everything and see exactly what you were going to experience when you're down there. So that was one thing that I really enjoyed personally. It's like you stepped into another world all of a sudden. And
that was interesting for us to check out the room. And we were basically buying, I'm calling it sight unseen, in that we never stayed at that resort, but we were purchasing.
Yeah, we didn't know what the rest of the Bay Lake would look like.
Or much about the Contemporary experience.
Yeah, we didn't know anything about. We'd never stayed at the Contemporary. We'd been through it. I think we ate at Chef Mickey's before, so we'd been in the tower before, but never stayed and seen a hotel room there. We
had stayed at the Polynesian. That was a great love of ours twice.
Yeah, so we knew we already liked the monorail resorts.
In the Magic Kingdom area, right?
Yeah.
Right. All right. And I love location and being close to the parks. So we talked to the DVC salesperson. I remember her looking at us and saying, "Do you have any questions?" My only question is really around how we pay for this kind of thing and financing that. But as far as how DVC worked, really with 10 years of experience of checking out and the research, I really didn't have a lot of questions.
No, I remember we just sat down. And she's like, "Do you want to buy them?" We're like, "Yes, we do."
Yeah, let's get the paperwork going. And we booked our first trip. She actually made our reservation, if you remember.
Oh, I don't remember that. No.
You don't remember that? Okay.
Oh.
She made a reservation, and I think we actually booked now that was in November, and I believe we booked for June of the following year. It's always difficult to plan, especially when you got 3 kids in school.
Yeah, because we didn't get out of school till mid-June up here, so... Yeah,
now,
we were all free in high school, middle school.
I don't remember. I think that's what happened, and something along the way changed where we had to move our reservation to, of all times, August. Yeah.
Oh.
August, Florida, Disney World in August.
August, September, though.
The cool thing, though, when we bought brand new was that we had the 2010 points and 2011 points, and we bought 250, add that together, and you get how much? You can't do math?
500.
The geeks that can't do math. Right, 500 points, which I'm going from memory. It's like 360 some points for a Lakeview 2-bedroom at Bay Lake Tower in August.
It varies based on the season.
But I think that sounds about something around that.
Somewhere around there.
And, a Bay Lake Tower sleeps 9 people.
9 people, yep.
Comfortably. And so we were excited. That takes a long time, though. There was a long wait between purchase and actually using it.
Let the anticipation build.
And now, so what we'll do is we'll take a look. Like I said, I chronicled our trip on disboards.com. What we'll do is we'll post the link to that trip report out on Disboards. And
got lots of pictures.
I get a lot of compliments for the pictures I post, and that's the other thing when you're doing a trip report. I just click and take pictures like crazy, and that kind of chronicles what you did, every day.
Yeah, it's really neat to go back and look at all the pictures, all the things that you did, and remember them. Fun times.
Exactly. it was kind of fun reviewing that trip report now and noticing that we had over 18,000 views out there.
Wow.
For that trip report, and lots of cool comments. Yeah. Now, so on the trip, we had Mom, Margita, Lindsay, our oldest son, Harry, Ben, my youngest son, and Renata, who is
my aunt.
Lindsay's aunt, my sister-in-law, Mom's sister.
Yeah. Another crazy Disney person.
So how many does that make? Six of us. And
so we had 6 people in a 2-bedroom.
In a 2-bedroom suite that could sleep 9, which was very comfortable. I got my own
queen bed at the Bay Lake.
When I started this trip report, I was kind of, like, again, it's kind of fun looking through it. And the first thing I started talking about, I just kind of give it like a general overall comments before I did like the daily day-to-day of what was going on. And one of the first comments I mentioned here was the Magic Express.
Oh, the Magical Express. Yeah.
And for me, we used to always rent a car, but we thought, to save some money, and we knew we were staying at the Contemporary, which is walking distance to the Magic Kingdom. And a monorail goes right through the middle of your hotel in the Contemporary. Yeah,
we just had to walk across to get to the Contemporary to catch the monorail. It wasn't attached to the Bay Lake.
But so no one got that in. We were like, you know what? Let's try the Magical Express. And I just have lots of raves about that. That was the first time that we used that. And it's so convenient.
It is. It's wonderful just to drop your bags off at your airport, your departure airport, and then have them show up in your room when you check in.
Now, even though we had bought DVC sight unseen Bay Lake Tower, I just mentioned here the 2-bedroom suite in Bay Lake Tower was just awesome.
Yeah.
That's about all. We just fell in love with this resort.
It's the
straight away.
It's the biggest hotel room we've ever stayed in ever, so we were just totally blown away when we first saw it.
The full kitchen, full
living room with the balcony.
3
balconies.
3 bathrooms. 3 balconies.
Yeah, big master bathroom with a big walk-in shower, and then 2 shubs.
The rain shower. The king-size bed, which is a big thrill for me, that since we only have a queen size here in a small bedroom.
Yeah.
And they're just everything about Bay Lake Tower, the proximity to the Magic Kingdom and the amenities over at the Contemporary Resort. It's just awesome. Just being on the resort loop itself and being able to go to the Polynesian or the Grand Floridian anytime you want is awesome location.
Yeah.
Now, I had read a lot on the Diz boards about people who have a love-dislike relationship with Bay Lake Tower.
Really?
And I had some concerns. Right. Bay Lake Tower, when you read different people's opinions, some people don't care for it because they don't think it has some of the decor or something, or they don't have a theme. The theming is the thing that they always beat up on Bay Lake Tower.
It's so funny because the Contemporary was the first resort built for
and very unique for its time, and still I think
it was that innovation that Walt had just extended into like a beautiful resort that was it was like his resort for Disney World, and people just don't seem to care for that.
I just recently saw a television program where they were showing the building of Disney World and the Contemporary. It was pretty cool. It was very modular how they brought the rooms in pre-built. They slid them in with these big cranes.
Yeah, it really reminds me of
the construction.
Well, it reminds me of the idea of how Epcot is like the world of tomorrow, how that concept was, and how things are all built modular and everything fits together just to make it so simple but grand. It's neat.
The other thing they talked about too were some of the furniture problems, and how even though it was a brand new resort, a lot of the furniture has been nicked up and but trashed a lot.
But that's the guests who stay there. It's not the resorts.
But those reports that I had read about were kind of mixed. So I was just curious that when we got to the room, what the situation was going to be. And one of the things I talked about in the trip report were actually some of the problems we ended up having with the room. And I don't like to be negative even on my trip reports, but I just thought it was kind of fun to talk about them a little bit.
Even all the things that we saw that just were a little bit wrong with our room, it's like things that, why didn't the guest before us do something? It's like, how could you know that? One of the first things we noticed was the TV in the master suite wasn't working because something got unplugged. Like, why would you unplug the master TV?
Yeah,
and then not.
Well, yeah,
it's those things.
And I couldn't. It was behind one of those big.
So how did they even do that?
Entertainment console? Yeah, yeah. Good question. How did it come unplugged? Because I really didn't want to reach back there because I was afraid I was going to knock it over.
Yeah, because those entertainment centers are huge.
I could just see me doing that, knocking the whole thing over, and there was a big Red Sox Yankee game. We're big Yankee fans, and I had wanted to watch. That was a Sunday night, I believe. They had the Sunday night game.
Yeah,
and I wanted to watch the game. But the TV didn't work. And the other thing that was really interesting was the sink in the master bathroom was all plugged up.
These people.
It's kind of gross. That's one of those things where, yeah, right. Why wouldn't you report it? One phone call.
It's not like they're going to do anything. Things get plugged up. I mean,
someone just didn't take the time to report it.
Not thoughtful.
The other one I wrote down was the balcony door wouldn't lock. Now, not that was a big deal, but
we were on the 5th story of this huge resort. So, what are the chances someone's gonna
climb up
Bond style,
steal your underwear or something? Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I just remember jotting it down because it was a little frustrating. Like I kind of trying to get that door was just kind of jammed a little bit.
Oh, geez.
But actually, this is another one that was really surprising, and
this was something
where
to do with the resort.
The showers were cold.
Yeah, it was weird.
I noticed, and I didn't want to say anything, but my sister-in-law immediately came out of the shower. Was like, I couldn't get my shower warm. It was freezing cold.
Yeah.
And unless you ran it for about 10 minutes, it wouldn't warm up. Which I was like, oh no, how could they? I hope they can fix this.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that much of a disaster because I would have liked a hot shower too, but I don't remember having that problem. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, a much smaller thing was the clock radio didn't work in one of the second bedrooms.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
But those are some of the things I wrote down. And the good news is, though, we called maintenance, and even before our next day, the very next day, everything was taken care of.
Yeah,
showers were hot.
That's the experience we've had with. Anytime we've ever called
they showed
hotel
right up.
maintenance, they're there.
I mean, it was almost like kind of freaky. It was like an Adam Sandler movie. I think I remember where they had the butler. I don't remember. Remember that? Was that Madison or what was that? I forget what that one was. But I called and I put the phone down and somebody was there at the door. Saying hello, maintenance. So wow.
How did you get here?
How did you get?
We flew.
It must be on the same floor or something.
Yeah, they must have a closet or something. Someone was just walking by. But every time, though, it's like we've had that experience. It's great.
I mentioned furniture issues, but I didn't. I did a little inspection of the furniture. Not that I would normally do that, but I noticed there wasn't really anything wrong with the furniture in our room.
No, I've always liked the furniture at the Bay Lake. I thought it was clean and very contemporary, very nice looking, colorful, just cheerful, and then it wears pretty well. I mean, I've looked at it. We've been there 3 times now, and it's over all these years. It's nice.
The other thing a little trick we had learned by reading was that if you request an even number room. And we had a lake view, so they have different levels. They have a standard room, which is usually
a view of the parking lot or a lot of trees.
Yeah. Or it's a lower room.
Usually, yeah.
The standard view or the lower. I think it's 4th floor and below.
Yeah.
And then you have what they call the lake view, which are usually rooms on the backside towards the lake instead of the front.
Yeah, they face the pool and Lake Buena Vista.
Right, and a little bit of the contemporary, but if you request an even number room, at least we had read that if you went out your deck, you'd be on the side of Magic Kingdom basically.
Yeah,
and you could go look out and you could see Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think there's only a couple of rooms like that, because then you're breaking into the theme park view territory.
You got to be on the end, right?
Yeah, but we actually did. I remember our second trip, we actually requested it and got a view of some lovely trees.
Well, that's where I'm getting. That's where I'm getting with this little story, is that although we requested, we ended up being on the last room on the 5th floor, facing the Contemporary, and you get a really nice look of the marina in the Contemporary on the backside there in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 5th floor, we had asked for like a higher floor because it's, you can see more if you're up on the higher floor.
Yeah.
So we were a little disappointed about that at first, but I think, we come
Looking
to learn.
back,
it was the best.
That's the best one we've had so
view
far.
We've had. That is the best. I think that I love that view. And the 5th floor is fantastic because you are right on the exact same floor as the Sky Bridge, which makes its way over to the Contemporary. So it was very convenient to be on the 5th floor.
Yeah, I mean, the view from there was fantastic. I remember we were home one afternoon. We were in our room one afternoon, and I looked out of the master bedroom balcony, and from our room we could see the beach down below that was between the Contemporary and the Bay Lake, and there were 2 cast members drawing Mickey and Minnie in the sand on the beach, which was really neat.
Yeah, and Lindsay, you were just talking about one of our other trips, which we'll get into the trip report at some point. We actually had the 5th floor again, but it was on the exact opposite on the last room, facing Magic Kingdom. And like you said, your view was...
It was so funny. It was like 2 big trees. But if you leaned out across the balcony, you could see the fireworks at night. You couldn't hear the music, but you could see the fireworks.
The thing about that, though, if you're staying at Bay Lake Tower, all you got to do is take the elevator up to
the top of the world.
Top of the World Lounge, and you could see the fireworks from
there. Which is beautiful. I think we did that our first trip.
So if I had my choice, I like this room that we had the first time.
Out of all 3, yeah. But you know what? All 3 times we've stayed at the Bay Lake, our rooms, they were all fantastic. And that's from the 2-bedroom to the 1-bedroom. They're all nice hotel rooms.
So the other thing I go into here, Linz, is guess what? It's hot in August. And that, it's one of those things. How many times is someone going to say it's hot?
And you don't really believe it until you get down there, and then you realize that it's not only hot, but it's humid. And it's
I can remember walking into Magic Kingdom. Of course, we're from Connecticut, and certainly we don't get that kind of Florida heat. But we were on our way over to like the Dole Whips,
the
Adventureland, but I just remember just feeling that intense heat on my skin and saying, "Wow, this really is hot."
Yeah.
And it having a Dole Whip that like melts
the second it's in your hand.
Like you really got to eat that thing fast.
Yeah.
Because it melts so fast.
Get your Dole Whip in a bowl.
That's right. It runs down your hand.
Yeah. It's more pineapple juice than ice cream.
Exactly. Yeah. And the other thing here I started talking about was, I don't know, in my pre-trip, I think one big reaction I had I have this thing about space a little bit, I think. And I watch what people are doing in the crowds. I'm not a big fan of the crowds. It just seems like people step on my heels a lot. Or strollers run into me, or one of us.
I can't say that people step on my feet as much as my dad. Maybe he just notices that a lot more. But the strollers,
once you notice,
everyone I've talked to, everyone in our family has been hit by a stroller. And I don't know if it's whether these parents are worried or they're aiming for you.
It hurts on the heels.
Oh. And they're just high enough to get you right above your sneaker. It's the worst.
Yeah, the other thing, I come up with this thing called the family cutoff. It's like when you've got a list, you got 6 people in our party, and you're trying to follow through in this big list of people, and then another family will cut you off. Like they don't know you're part of that group, and then you lose them for a little bit of time.
I know, but I mean, I'd rather. With our age right now, with our cell phones, we all have cell phones. I'd rather another family scoot by and know that they're safe with their little kids because we can just call each other and be like, "Hey, I'm over here." It's fine. But I know what you're talking about. It can be annoying. It can be very annoying if you're not used to it.
I have a couple of things. I think I counted actually all of these things. How
you're paranoid.
Kind of geeky that was, right? And one of the ones we had, Mom must have got hit by a stroller. She got like rammed into, like full body slam ram.
Oh my god!
And I mentioned that here. And I had a full body collision. One real close one, but one like where you just kind of turn and it's kind of fun. I was sweating like a pig. I must have smelled real bad when they rammed into me.
Oh. Geez.
And I'm 6'2", 240 pounds, so that's not really a pleasant
You're not a little
experience.
guy.
Yeah, it's probably not very pleasant experience for them.
Oh yeah.
The other thing I talked about here, just kind of as the last of those general things from the trip, was I have this problem with my foot, and it's called plantar fasciitis, and it's a painful condition on my heel, and we always buy brand new sneakers, of course, because you do so much walking.
Well, you buy them like 2 months before.
Yeah.
Like I'm planning to buy my shoes right now for our next trip. Our nice sneakers. But
yeah, and you think that you want to get the most comfortable pair of shoes, and in August there's so much water.
All over.
It rains all the time, or
you never know when you're gonna get trapped in a quick downpour.
Right, or there's those little water things.
Accidentally step on a water feature.
Yeah. And so when you get your sneakers wet, it's not that comfortable.
No, wet socks.
And so I tried wearing a pair of flip-flops, and not anything really special for flip-flops. Not really fancy ones or
those the ones with
ones.
the bottle opener on top?
No, I got those last year. Yes, they're very, very
convenient.
If you ever want your beverage top open, I have a pair of flip-flops with a bottle opener on them now. But it was funny though. My foot felt really good.
Yeah, and that surprises me because every time I've ever worn flip-flops or any other shoe other than like flats or anything other than sneakers, because I know the girls, we like to wear nice shoes just to match our outfits and everything. But every single time I've worn something other than sneakers, I've got horrible, horrible blisters and just pain in my feet. So a good pair of sneakers, get them in a cute color and just wear them with everything, because that's for me at least. Those are words to live by. It makes it a lot easier to get through all those parks for however long you're going to be there.
That's right. Now, the other thing the bad thing about flip-flops is amazingly that, especially I think Epcot, I'm thinking of when it does rain and right after, it's really soapy and slippery. And like 20 times, I think I did one of those like splits, like half a split.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. The ground in it's not so much in World Showcase, but in Future World, the ground is like this poured cement. In a lot of the locations, right. And it gets slick when it rains.
Yeah, so be careful.
Get nice grippy sneakers and just walk with your toes curled, because you'll fall right in your, what do you call it?
The dupa. Well, I made that comment, and it was one of the ladies that commented on the posting. Said, was it ROFL? Rolling on the floor laughing. She likes my report because I used the word dupa.
That's great.
Well, it was close. All right, so that was kind of the general thing, and this was, I had to think, by reading this, I realized this was a 9-day trip.
Yeah, but there's also something else that's really cool about this trip. Not only was it our first stay at the Bay Lake Tower, our first DVC trip, but it was also the first time we got to experience a lot of big new additions to the park.
Okay.
And I'm looking at right now, we got to see the interactive queue for the first time at the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Which was so cool. And I still love walking through there and pushing all of the interactive buttons and things like the bookcase and playing on the organ. And
we got some good pictures out there for that.
Yeah, that's super fun, especially for an attraction that we came to love over the years. And to have another thing added to that, something brand new, was so cool.
Yeah, actually, you got ahead of me. I wrote down here, we always get up real early. I got up like 3:00 in the morning for this trip. And we always want to get to the airport early, so we get as much park time as we possibly can.
Yeah, usually on the first day, the night before we leave for the trip, I don't sleep at all. So I am awake the day before, get up, go to the airport at 4:00 in the morning, and then we get to the parks around noon our first day. And I've been awake for 24 hours by that point, and then we just keep going to the parks till close. Which is
we fly Southwest out of Bradley,
which we love,
Hartford, which has been really good to us. And the flight attendant was singing "Rolling Down the Runway" to the tune of "Proud Mary" from Creedence Clearwater Revival, and that's a lot of fun. They were a lot of times they're telling jokes or having a lot of fun, which is kind of, I like that.
It's a good way to start the trip.
Yeah, it's good, and I've come to love that contemporary lobby. When the cast member meets you, and there might be a couple people in line. You got a little bit of a wait, but
they've got nice big sofas sitting right around there too, which is nice. They've got a kids center for people traveling with kids. If you're checking into the Bay Lake or the Contemporary, they've got a TV set up for the kids with old cartoons playing for the kids at heart.
I really like that welcome home.
Yeah, they greet you.
Greeting.
If they see that you're a DVC member, they'll tell you, "Welcome home."
Welcome home. They always say that, even when you're coming for the night, you're coming back to your hotel.
Yep.
Welcome home. It's a simple thing, but we all love that.
We all.
Thank you. It is our home.
Yep.
And we always spend a lot of time talking to the check-in lady, and I think this was the first time actually we realized that we could buy our park tickets right there while we're checking in.
Well, it depends. It depends on what kind of ticket you're going to get. If you're going to get a regular park hopper or like a normal one park a day ticket, you can get them there. But if you're going to do annual pass, you need to do that at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Or the Ticket and Transportation Center.
Yeah, and you give them your cell phone number. They tell you, we'll get your room ready. The rooms are usually they told us about 4:00 our room would be ready. We were there about 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do with 3 or 4 hours and you live right next to the Magic Kingdom?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe take a stroll on that beautiful walkway to the Magic Kingdom.
Exactly. I have a nice picture there of. I always stay behind and get a picture of you guys walking towards the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, we've got one every single trip.
I like that.
Because you can see the monorail. We got a great picture here with the monorail going by on that walkway as we're walking.
I always want to catch the monorail.
Love the monorail.
As it's traveling through. But, I didn't really capture what we did besides the Haunted Mansion that first day. I don't know if you remember. At least in the trip report, I didn't
we ate
write down.
that day.
We ate that day?
It looks like we did.
We must have lunch. We usually go to the Columbia Harbor House.
Yeah, but it says we had dinner.
Well, yes, I know.
But yeah, we do love the Columbia Harbor House as our first day lunch because it's an easy to get in there, and the upstairs is our favorite place to eat up there, right?
That's right. And
it's got a nice view of Liberty Square, and it's usually not too crowded.
We always like to do the Haunted Mansion, too, for our first.
So it all makes sense. We like to start out in
that
Liberty
worked out
Square.
for this trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were lucky. It feels like every time we go back now, the Haunted Mansion always has a longer and longer line. But it looks like we got right through.
We had a dinner reservation for Crystal Palace.
Yes, the Crystal Palace with the meet and greet characters from Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Piglet. And, of course, we've got an older crew where, let's see, this goes back to 2010, so...
We were all in high school at that point.
Except for Harry. Harry was probably in college
Harry
already.
was a freshman in college.
Okay.
I was in
So we're all older, but, this is a buffet. And we are big fans of buffets.
It's a really nice buffet. Not my favorite, but it is still a nice buffet. I think the people who aren't vegetarians probably eat better there because they've got a nice selection of meats and everything. But
yeah, there's nothing that stands out to me at this buffet like some of the other buffets.
No, it's not bad food. It's just food.
It's good food,
but it's got there's a good variety. They have an ice cream bar,
salads and vegetables.
Yeah, I mean it's a very safe place to eat for anyone who wants to
food.
eat. Yeah,
but there's nothing that like jumps out at me that's like a signature.
Yeah, I can't think of any specialty dishes there.
Although I'm looking at the plate, I always take pictures of our food, and I got a really nice slice of roast beef.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, I look at that, and that means nothing to a vegetarian. But
no. But you were eating vegan at the time.
Yeah, this trip I actually ate vegan, which we have a great thing to.
We'll talk about that.
I had a great meal somewhere else.
And I think what we're going to do, Lindsay, too, is I like to keep our podcast down to about 30 to 40 minutes, and we're about that time now. And we'll wrap up this one with this first day, and then we'll finish it up in episode 3.
Yeah, sounds good.
But just to finish this out, they had said 4:00. We're sitting at dinner, and we still hadn't gotten our room yet. We're a little bit nervous. We haven't gotten any texts or calls. And then right at 5:00, I finally get a text, and your room is ready.
Yeah, it's a really friendly little text too.
Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, they're these pre-programmed little messages, but I always remember they're very happy.
I know we were really tired.
Yeah, by that point.
And I know Mom especially, she likes to get into the room. The nice thing, of course, again, back to Magical Express, is they bring your bags right to the room, so we don't have to worry about our bags.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Which is really cool. So we head on over back to our home at the Bay Lake Tower. We got a nice picture there of Bay Lake Tower and walking back to it. And, that first impression of the room, I mean, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Plenty of space to spread out.
Mm-hmm. The beds are wonderful.
I remember you had plans to go check out the pool. Everyone was all psyched to go check out the pool, and I was getting my bathing suit on. Hey, let's go to the pool. And I start looking around, and all 3 of my kids have found a spot on the bed. Someone stole my bed, I think, too. I think the picture of Ben is on my
on the master
my master bed, sound asleep with a pillow between his legs. You're sound asleep.
That's my bed, though, on my queen bed.
Harry didn't even pull out the bed in the living room. He maybe we threw a blanket on him. He fell sound asleep on the pull-out couch in the living room.
Yeah, they're nice couches too. Yeah, even not even.
So you guys pooped me on the pool deal.
We did later on the trip go see the pool, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know that I always make it a point to go check out the pool, especially the hot tub.
The first time we did,
I force myself, even if I'm exhausted, to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And then still this first day, we take advantage of the Resort Loop monorail. And Mom, Renata, and I, we went over to the Polynesian, and what's that?
The Tambu Lounge.
The Tambu Lounge, and have some of those tropical drinks.
Yep, and that's right outside Ohana's, and they actually share a bar, the Ohana's and the Tambu Lounge.
Mom likes the Pear Sky vodka martini. That's one of her favorites over there, or a lemon drop.
Her favorite is the lemon drop.
The lemon drop is, she's got a really funny face on this picture.
Yeah. That's actually not the worst we've seen her from the Tambu Lounge.
That was really good. I made a comment here. I had a margarita, and which you'll see as we get into our trips. We are big fans of the Mexican margaritas, and the one over there didn't quite measure up.
Not as good as the Mexican.
The bar version just didn't measure up to that one that comes out of the machine over at the Mexican Pavilion, but it's a great atmosphere, and I love that. And by this time we're pretty exhausted. I don't know how late it is, but not very late. We were up early in the morning, so I head back to the room. I want to watch that Yankees-Red Sox game, but the TV's broke. But just what's the difference? Because I'm going to sleep in about 10 minutes anyway. As soon as my head hits the pillow.
Yeah. Always get a good night's sleep at Disney World. Always.
And that's really our first day. And you know what, Linz? I think we're going to wrap it up for right now.
And keep going in our next episode.
In the next episode, we will finish this first trip. What do you think?
I think that sounds fantastic.
All right. So we'll post out the link to this trip report.
Yeah, look along at the pictures because there's some gems.
Yeah, I think they're good. And the podcast, we'll put the podcast out on the website, and you can check the link. And you can, if you want to chat with me, I'm on the Twitter, at GeekinOnWDW, and the website is GeekinOnWDW.com. And thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Linz.
Thanks, Dad.